Hello, welcome to Beth Roars, where we look at your favourite singers to find out what makes them them. Before we start, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. My handle is @BethRoars and I hold loads of votes on my Instagram, so you guys can vote on who I react to. Also, please do check out my website, bethroars.com, where you can book a singing lesson from me. And last but not least, please do head over to my Patreon, which is patreon.com/BethRoars, where you can get some more exclusive content. You can get early access to my podcast. And you can also find out a little bit more about my scholarship fund for aspiring artists. This lady is just classic tunes, classic voice, Cyndi Lauper. She's got such a unique voice where she goes from this almost childlike tone, which you can hear in her speaking voice. Lying in my bed. It's really placed up here. I feel this when I try and sound like her in this area of my face, in the mask area. But yet she can also get that heaviness and kind of rock star quality behind it. She flicks between this childlike tone and that. It's clear, crystal clear. Night. Oh, I have to show you this. Night. Just a little flip up to head voice, a purposeful yodel. Now, a lot of the time we're trying to smooth out those yodels to get a lovely consistent tone throughout our range, but sometimes yodels can be used to our advantage when you're not yodeling, which is pressing into your chest voice, and then flipping up to your head voice. Now, that is a really extreme version of what she's doing, but you can hear how she uses it in small amounts. Really interesting vowels. Memories. Sometimes you picture me walking too far. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you said. So that's really interesting. Just to play around, she's adding little glottals. That in the middle. Said. Instead of said, just to play around with that rhythm. There's loads of stuff you can do like that, and she is quite unusual in the tools that she uses. She uses it in places that I certainly wouldn't think of. I wouldn't have thought to do that, for example, and that is what makes her unique. She takes tools and puts them in unusual places, for sure. May instead of me. Really early. I love how her voice is aged. She's got that slight roughness to it. And find, really open, which is really good vowels. What I also love about her is she does loads of humanitarian work and a lot of activism for the LGBT community. I love people who use their platform to do good in the world, and she's definitely one of those people. After my picture fades and darkness has turned to gray, watching. So interesting how she's using this like really chopping up the word. I mean, you wouldn't say a word chopped up, so it's just really interesting. But I also really enjoy how she's going to this really breathy place to add a new texture to it, using things like vocal fry, which is this which gives it this really relaxed, sort of purposefully lazy, but also quite emotional feeling.
Windows, you're wondering if I'm okay. Secrets stolen from deep inside, and the drum beats out of time. If you love,
Do you hear how she changed her tone there? To make that heavy drum sound, she really plays around with her tones. Drum beats out in time. She changed her tone by making a bigger space in her vocal tract. Now, often she's really up here. She'll be really in this light sort of place, but then she does play around with breath, with heaviness in her tone, and when she gets into that belt mix area, it's really dramatic and rocky.
you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If
Lovely
you
yodels
thought
again.
I would catch you, I'd be waiting.
I love those yodels.
After time. If you lost, you come and you will find me. Time after
Just great vowel choices as well, and interesting vowel choices in the lower stuff.
catch you, I will be waiting.
Ah, we'll be waiting instead of I.
After time. Time after time. Oh, I got a suitcase of memories
Memory.
left behind.
Cass is really open. It's great. And really defines her sound.
Time and time, time and time.
A mistake people often make with songs like this is they feel like those choruses always have to be absolutely massive and they really push into them. But what the brilliant thing about Cyndi is that she uses small nuances. It isn't actually that large apart from the odd big note, but she uses them for effect. It isn't all massive. It's really well painted, I say. She's painted her picture in a beautiful way. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.